It was one of those nights when the chill in the air seemed to seep into your bones. Danny and I, driven by our shared fascination with abandoned places, had set our sights on the old lighthouse on the edge of town. The legends surrounding it, disappearances, ghostly figures, and unexplainable phenomena had always intrigued us. The moon barely pierced the thick fog that had rolled in, and the wind howled like a warning as we approached. We parked a good distance away, the gravel crunching under our tires. The lighthouse loomed ahead, its broken windows and crumbling stone casting eerie, elongated shadows. Danny's flashlight cut through the darkness as we made our way to the entrance. I felt a creeping sense of unease, as if we were being watched from within. The interior was just as unsettling as I had imagined. The air was heavy with the stench of mildew and rot. The stairs groaned under our weight as we climbed, and at the first landing, I noticed deep scratches on the walls. They were as if something, or someone, had desperately tried to escape. I tried to dismiss the shiver running down my spine, but it was impossible to ignore. When we reached the top, the lantern room was in disarray. The air was frigid, and Danny's flashlight struggled to pierce the dense darkness. He was absorbed in an old map, attempting to decipher faded markings. The feeling of being watched intensified, a sinister presence lurking just beyond the edge of the light. Without warning, Danny's flashlight flickered and died, plunging us into almost total darkness. My own flashlight barely cut through the blackness. The scratching sound began, soft and distant at first, then growing louder and more urgent. It was as if something was desperately trying to claw its way through the walls. My heart raced and I could barely breathe. Danny and I exchanged a terrified glance and decided to investigate the source of the noise. We made our way down the stairs, the scratching growing louder with each step, accompanied by a low, guttural growl that seemed to echo from every corner. The air grew colder, almost suffocating, and the oppressive atmosphere felt like it was closing in on us. At the base of the stairs, the scratching suddenly stopped. The silence was heavy, broken only by our frantic breaths. Danny's flashlight revealed a hidden door, partially obscured by debris. Its handle was caked in rust, but we managed to pry it open, driven by a mixture of fear and morbid curiosity. The room beyond was small and cluttered with old, decaying furniture. Strange symbols were painted on the walls, flickering ominously in the dim light. On a dusty table lay an open journal, its pages filled with frantic scribbles about rituals and an unnamed presence that demanded to be appeased. As we read, the temperature plummeted. I could see my breath forming small clouds in the freezing air. The scratching returned, now a relentless banging, as if something was trying to break in. The whispers began, disembodied voices that seemed to come from everywhere, growing louder and more urgent. Suddenly, Danny's flashlight went out completely. The darkness was suffocating, and the whispers turned into a chaotic clamor of urgent, unintelligible noise. I felt an icy grip around my wrist, something cold and clammy that felt like it was pulling me toward the shadows. I tried to pull away, but the grip tightened, and I stumbled, falling to the ground. Danny's screams were drowned out by the cacophony of noise. I scrambled to my feet, but the room felt like it was closing in on us, the walls pulsing with a dark, malevolent energy. The whispers turned into angry shouts, and the banging on the door became deafening. Desperation fueled our escape. I yanked on the door, finally forcing it open. We bolted down the stairs and burst out into the frigid night air. I glanced back at the lighthouse and saw something that froze my blood. A dark, shifting shadow at one of the upper windows, as if something or someone was watching us leave. As we scrambled into the car and drove away, I felt a lingering coldness on my wrist, even though there was no visible mark. The fear clung to us, a haunting reminder of the malevolent force we had disturbed. The darkness we had encountered left an indelible mark, a reminder that some places are better left undisturbed.